Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Lunchauskas. Today is the 22nd of May 2018. So we're going to have a look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, what levels to watch out for, as always, yeah. But before we jump into the charts, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so also before we jump into the charts, quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page here that we update on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts, different technical analysis, and of course the daily analysis that we do on every morning. So yeah, feel free to come and visit us, visit our website and webpage, and yeah, I think you can find something useful for yourself, guys. But for now, let's have a look at the markets. So the first one I want to look at, guys, is the S&P 500. Now, let's zoom in a little bit here. This is a daily chart, and we're currently stuck in this little range here between the 2700 and the 2740. So, certainly, of course, at the moment it seems that it wants to be bullish and it wants to continue pushing higher, but until we see a nice break here above this the 2740, we'll probably stay neutral for now. I mean, certainly, like I said, it is it's overall in the bigger picture, because it broke this downwards moving trend line, so it's now looking towards the upside more. But like I said, we would need to see a nice break here above this 2740 in order to consider further upside moves. Now, a nice good level to watch out for is this one here, the 2790, or even actually slightly above the round number of 2800. Now, this area could be a potential good area for a test, for initial test, if we see a nice break here above the 2740 mark. Now, on the downside, if this level continues to hold, then keep an eye on this 2700, guys. I mean, could act as a good level of support again. We could maybe move lower here, test this 2700, and then maybe push a little bit lower and test this downwards moving trend line from above, which could act as a good trampoline here and for this index to move higher. Now, certainly, if we suddenly get below this and we get close below this downwards moving trend line, then, well, stay cautious, because the upside could be off the table for the time being, and we could maybe end up moving a little bit lower. So for now, guys, I would strongly recommend just to keep observing these two levels here as potential breaking points. Now let's have a look at the FTSE 100, and the FTSE 100 is, well, it's pushing higher. It continues to push towards the all-time new highs, and we're already not far from this around 7900 mark, and certainly we're just a few points away from it. The question here is that going to get reached today, or are we actually going to stay around this area, area around here? I can actually remove this line right now, which I had here, because it was the line that kind of was marking the yesterday's high. But yep, now I can see that it has broken to the upside, so now we're aiming towards this 7900. Now, a break above that, and especially a close above that, could eventually open the path towards the well, the psychological 8000 level. I mean, this is a good level to reach. Very probably a lot of traders are looking at this one right now, so certainly before we kind of start aiming for this one, keep an eye on the 7900 first. If this acts as a good level of resistance, we could end up maybe pushing a little bit lower here, maybe even towards this area right here at around 7790 mark, or maybe a little bit higher here to 7800 first, and also, of course, we could end up testing this upwards moving trend line. Now, if we get a nice break below this level, and especially a close below this upwards moving trend line, well, stay cautious, guys, because there could be some warning signals here, and we could end up moving a little bit lower here, maybe even towards this 76.85 mark, approximately 76.90 mark, approximately there, which could act as the next level of support if we break this downwards upwards moving trend line. So there are some good levels to watch, guys. Certainly the first one to keep an eye on is the 7900. Let's have a look at the US oil now. So US oil has a good, well, let's say it's feeling all right, and it continues to stick to its upwards moving trend line here that started at around the 31st of August last year. So currently it's moving, it continues to push higher. Certainly there are some key levels to watch out here. Just let me quickly mark those on the chart here. So certainly watch out for this in the short term. Watch out for this level right here, guys, the 71.97, or actually let's round it up to the 72 mark. Now a break below this, let me just kind of drag it a little bit lower here. So a break below the 72 mark could end up pushing this pair a little bit lower. Now we do have something like of a short-term upwards moving trend line here, and if we see a nice break here below this, below the 72 mark, this commodity could end up moving towards this upwards moving trend line and testing it from above. And if we see a nice break below that, well, guess what? I mean, it's opening the path towards these lower levels. Now in the next good area of support could be this area right here at around 69.55 mark, guys. So watch out for this one. A break below that could send this this WTI oil towards this longer term upwards moving trend line for a quick test. Now, but that is of course only if we're gonna see nice breaks here below. First, initially, of course, below the 72 mark, then a break below this short-term upwards moving, let's call it support line, and then yeah, eventually a break below this 69.55 mark, approximately there. So there are some good levels to watch, guys. I mean, on the upside, certainly we are looking strong here. There is some good potential to move higher. Now if we actually put this more on a weekly chart, let me just quickly adjust this. There we go. So the weekly chart certainly could give us some nice good levels here, especially maybe this area right about here, which is around the 73.10 mark, or actually there, let me just highlight that, guys. There we go. 73.24, 25 approximately there could act as the next good level of resistance, or next potential level to touch for this commodity on the upside. So watch out for this, guys. I mean, this is an interesting spot. Certainly, like I said, there could be a reversal. We could see maybe a bit of a reversal, but we will only become, let's say, more bearish on the shorter term if we see a nice break below this upwards moving support line. Now let's have a look at the euro dollar, and the euro dollar here is well, initially was trying to push here higher this morning, but we saw that it got rejected around this area here at around the 118.200, well, slightly above that, actually around the 118.300. It was quite not far from this downwards moving resistance line here. Now we were kind of hoping to see maybe a break here above this morning, but we can see, like I said, it's retracing back to the downside. And now for us to kind of become more bearish on this one, let's say, we would need to see this pair moving lower here, below this 117.150 approximately there. If we see a nice break here below, then we'll probably aim for a little bit lower here. There are some good levels to watch on the downside here. Certainly this bigger one here, the 115.500. Certainly until it could get there, we could end up hitting some of these highs here, these previous levels. So watch out for this, guys. I mean, watch out for this for this pair right now, because like I said, it's not far from breaking this downwards moving resistance line and breaking it to the upside. And of course we are not far from this recent low that we had, well, to be more precise, yesterday's low. So if we see a nice break above here, above this downwards moving resistance line, then, well, it could open the path towards this psychological 120 level. So guys, for now, keep an eye on this. I mean, and yeah, act on a break. I would probably stay cautious right now on this one because it's a very close call. And let's see what happens with this one. Now, looking at the Euro GBP, now the Euro GBP is retracing here. We touched the bottom side of this short-term rising channel formation, and we kind of rebounded from there and rebounded to the downside. So now we're kind of testing this area right here at around 0.87600. Certainly we saw a small break below this level, but nevertheless, I mean, we stayed above, and now we're currently just testing this area. Let's see where this pair wants to close today. If it gets closed below, I mean, there could be some potential here to move a little bit lower again, maybe towards these recent lows at around 0.87100 mark. Now a break below that could send this pair even lower, maybe even towards this bottom side of the downwards moving channel formation. So certainly, I mean, for us to see that, we would need to see these breaks first. If we get a reversal back to the upside, keep an eye on this area, guys. Keep an eye on the 0.87950 or even the 0.88 mark. A break above that could send this pair a little bit higher here towards the 0.88450, approximately there. Now, but like I said, for us to become more bullish, we need to see a nice break here above this 0.87, or actually let's round it up to 0.88 mark, and of course we would then see this pair moving back into the rising channel, this short-term rising channel formation, and so that we could then aim for higher levels. Let's have a look at GBP USD now. So GBP USD is, well, slightly looking better than the euro, and certainly we can see that it did manage to break this level here, the 134.55, and made a move higher here. But nevertheless, I mean, we kind of saw this move back below this area again. Now, I've mentioned this area, I've talked about this area in my previous videos, and I was saying that keep an eye on this 134.55. This could act as a potential good area, either of resistance or support later on, if we make a move above this, and especially we make a close above this level. So for now, we're staying very cautious with this one because it could go either way. Let's have a look at one more pair, guys, and we'll wrap it up here. So now the one that I really wanted to show you is the NZD USD. Now, we had a nice reversal here and we are moving higher now. Certainly we had quite a decent drop here since April, so mid-April this year. Now finally it met its support at around 0.68500, bounced off of it, and now we're moving. We've made a move towards this 21 EMA here, which is approximately around the 0.69850 mark, maybe slightly below it, but nevertheless, I mean, we made a nice move towards that level, towards this 21 EMA, and we can see that now it got rejected and we saw a push lower. Certainly, for us to become more bullish on this one, we need to see a nice break here above the 0.69850 in order to kind of consider these higher levels. But for now, we're very cautious because this could be seen maybe just as a slight correction to the upside, and we could end up now selling off. If we see a nice break below the 0.69 area, a break below that, then, well, aim for the 0.68500 mark, which was the recent last week's low. If we see another break here, well, guess what? I mean, we could end up moving a little bit lower here, but for now, we're not far from this area here, the 0.69850, so keep an eye on this one, guys. This could be something interesting building up here. Okay, I hope you found this useful. I hope you have a good US session, guys. And if you want to join me later on, well, later on tomorrow morning at my Traders Espresso at 7 o'clock British Summer Time, 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, as always, keep an eye on the price action, guys. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.